Well, the past week has seen debate rage over something a lot of us take for granted, the right to be treated equally. The Presbyterian Church pushing to exclude gay kids from leading its schools in a move that has sparked widespread backlash. Faith, tradition, ethos. They can all be really valuable things for kids growing up.
I just think that parents have a right to say, I have these values and I want the school to have those values.
But if you're a terrified gay 16-year-old in one of those schools, it can be pretty confusing. It was for me. A long time ago, I was trying to understand myself in a place where being gay was considered wrong, weak or sinful. And to my surprise, here we are again in 2023. The Presbyterian Church wants to cement those foundations inside schools in its push for special religious exemption to discriminate. In a submission to a review of anti-discrimination laws, the Church is arguing to retain the right to exclude students from leadership positions if they're actively gay or having premarital sex, saying
they would not be able to give appropriate Christian leadership in a Christian school which requires modelling Christian living.
We obviously respect the views of people of faith, but it's really important that we do not see, as we walk down this road, discrimination against children.
There's always alternatives. If you go to public schools, and they're great public schools, they won't ask you those questions.
My old school, the Scots College, is at pains to point out it doesn't ask those questions either. The Presbyterian school principal wrote to parents this week saying there is no ban. That is probably right. But what he had the opportunity to say and did not is that if a student is gay, that's completely okay and acceptable, and no impediment to obtaining any role of leadership in the school.
That facilitates this don't ask, don't tell culture within our schools, and that does untold damage to students.
These days, Alex Greenwich is a New South Wales MP, but when we first met, he looked more like this.
It was always, in the back of your mind that if you came out, if you said you were gay, that you could actually be disciplined, you could actually be expelled.
When I think back to my time at school, I wonder what a difference it would have made to know that I wasn't the only one. I've spent the 2 decades or so since leaving high school reckoning with the verbal, psychological and sometimes physical torment meted out in the halls of this respected institution. A rural boarder, I was 450 kilometres away from the safety of home, confused and occasionally petrified. A consequence of being schooled in an environment where being gay is considered thoroughly wrong is that you're left with a deep sense of shame that takes a lifetime to shake.
This is 2023 in Australia. Surely students and teachers and people in a schooling environment shouldn't face discrimination for simply being who they are.
If you're a parent sending your kids to one of these schools, familiarise yourself with the Church's submission to the Law Reform Commission. Read the Presbyterian Church's position statement on sex, gender and marriage. It's all available online. And ask the right questions of the school. Do they tell kids it's perfectly okay to be gay? What do they teach them about these issues? And if you're a student at one of these schools of any religion, maybe you're confused or finding yourself isolated, I really hope you know it's absolutely fine. You are great, just as you are.
Hamish, thank you so much for sharing this story and also telling this story as well. I think as a mum of 2 boys and you are almost pressured to make a decision around what school you want to send your kids to, from when they're born, there's obviously this, where are they going to go to high school? Where are they going to go to high school? And I love the way you have highlighted, really think about what the school isn't addressing and be okay as a parent to ask those questions, because you say it's got to be okay to be gay. I would tell my kids, I want you to be your authentic, true self, and I want you to feel safe in that environment. The school is not just there for an academic means. It's not there just to generate great citizens that reform, but it's also there to enable children to be their best, true and authentic selves. And it's so important to actually shine a light on it and say, hey, when you're sitting across the dinner table and you have a conversation around, are they going to a GPS school? Are they going to a semi-private? Are they going to a public school? Think about where you think your child will truly flourish. And it's such an important conversation to have. And it's just great to be able to shine a light so that you can ask those questions about it. I think as well, not just students, what about teachers that are teaching at these schools as well, who cannot be their true selves?
I don't know if you need to hear this, and I certainly don't think that you need my approval as a leader, but yeah, I just feel like the overwhelming need to say how grateful I am that you are that you were a leader at school and that you are a leader in the public eye, and that I love you very much as you are.
I love you too, Suze. Thank you very much.